So the film begins with Valerie, who is a very good motivational speaker and is famous all over the world. Everyone gets hope from her words. But no one knows what problem she is going through. Every night she gets scary dreams as if someone is pulling her into the water. She has not understood the reason for all this till date. Well, after this we come to know about Valerie's family, that her mother died years ago. There is no information about her father, and Ruby is her husband who loves her very much. Today a letter came for her from her village. After seeing which her mood got off. Her sadness increased. She decided to meet her friend. But even this did not make much difference to her mood. She was noticing strange changes in herself for quite some time. Like she started having a lot of itching in her head. At this time she was using some medicine to reduce her itching. Along with the medicine, she is also seen taking birth control pills. Well, today, even after taking the medicine, when her itching did not reduce, she got worried and started searching about her itching on the internet, and after seeing the results she got very scared and she closed her laptop. Now another very strange thing happened with Valerie. There were a lot of ants in her house. Where did it come from? Where was it going? Valerie had no idea. While chasing these ants, Valerie sees a whole house made of ants inside her house. When she looked inside, there were a lot of ants inside, which scared her. The next day, Valerie is shown to be a house full of ants. She had to go on an international tour for which she needed a birth certificate. She looked in her documents and found that she did not have a birth certificate. Perhaps her mother had it, for which she went to her aunt. Actually, she had to ask her aunt about the box, which was with her mother. She had left it for him. But here she started talking a lot about her mom because she missed her mom a lot. Her aunt told her the address of a locker where that box was kept. When she went to the locker, Valerie and her aunt saw that the box was missing from there. Both of them got worried. So Valerie's aunt said that maybe your dad came here and took that box. This can also happen. Now Valerie leaves everything and comes home, and even today when she came home, her head was itching so much that she was scratching her head with both hands like a mad person, and her husband sitting next to her also started finding this habit of hers very strange. Valerie does not understand this disease of hers. Even the doctors did not understand this disease of hers. So she thought that maybe she has this genetic issue. Her mom must have it too, and now she has it. Right now she had to focus on her international tour. That's why she decided to meet her dad. Before leaving, she wore a cap on her head so that she could show off her pride in front of people. Valerie comes to the village and meets her dad, who was earlier a soldier but had now become a mom. Valerie asks him if he knows about the box that mom had left for her. Her dad said no. I don't know anything about it. There was a very strange painting in her dad's room. When Valerie asked about that painting, her dad started telling her the story of an entity named Sankai. Actually, Sankai was a parasite who lived with humans and fed on their spiritual power. Sankai stays with the person who it possesses until it completely destroys him. Anyway, Valerie had not come here to get information about all these things. She steals the key to her dad's room before leaving. She goes to her locker without asking her. She did not find the box that her mom had left for her. But yes, she did find her birth certificate. She took that and started to leave from there. She heard the sound of a small child crying in a well, and she felt as if the child was drowning in water. She followed the sound and reached a storeroom. Many cars were also going inside the storeroom. When she tried to sit and watch them, she felt as if many evil souls were going to catch her from behind. She felt many hands on her shoulder. Before she could scream, she turned back and saw that it was the guard of the place. That means he was the one who had hallucinations this time. Valerie was now very confused after coming home. What happened to her today? This had never happened before. She started looking at the stuff she had brought from her dad's locker. It had old pictures of their family. Her dad's and her mom's. From the time when her dad was a soldier and her mom was a very beautiful woman. Seeing all this, Valerie felt a sense of belonging. She realized that till date she did not know how her mother died. In these pictures, Valerie notices a similar allergy mark on her mother's hand, which she had seen on the internet while searching for her allergy. And from here she got confirmed that the disease she is suffering from today was also present in her mother earlier, and it is related to her mother. This disease of Valerie had made her very irritable. She did not even behave well with her husband Ruby. She was very irritable. Today she had decided that tonight she will not quench her thirst. That is why she goes to sleep wearing gloves and tying her hands, and in the morning she wakes up with a very bad shock. She saw that she no longer had gloves on her hands, and she had scratched her head and injured her scalp so much that a lot of blood was coming out of it, which scared her. She takes this picture of her mother to her aunt, in which she has a picture of her mother. His allergies were shown. Auntie gets sad after seeing it and tells Valerie that your mom probably had some debt, some alcohol, due to which she died. I tried a lot to save her, but it was of no use. Valerie asked what did Dad do about all this. She did not tell her anything about Dad. She just said that you should stay away from your dad for some time. Later, Valerie had to go for a photo shoot. There she saw someone else standing with her shadow under heavy lights. She got scared seeing this, but she did not tell anyone about her photo. She did not let her feelings be expressed. She came home, and even after coming home she was scratching her head. She scratched her head so much that it started bleeding, and Robin also noticed the blood. Here she lied to Robin that there was nothing like that. Valerie made some excuse for this injury, and as soon as she opened the medicine drawer, her husband saw her birth control pills there. On seeing them, a fight started between him and Ruby. Valerie was also angry. She was struggling with herself. In such a situation, she told Ruby that it is okay to stay away from him. This is better. And in this way, their relationship changed. The sound of ants started coming. Valerie was now staying alone in her room. She had now decided that she would not scratch her head every night. That is why she slept with her hands tied. But when she woke up in the morning, she was worried because her hands were open and she had drawn blood from her scalp even today. She now understood that whatever was happening to her, some other entity was involved in it because she could not open her hands herself. It was confirmed that someone else had opened her hands at night. As soon as she woke up, Valerie again noticed a lot of ants in her house. She got worried and followed these ants till their house. She wanted to see what these ants were doing. That is why she starts breaking the wall of her house, and then there is a knock on her door. She sees outside that her dad was here. Her dad was very worried for Valerie. He said that you were not picking my call, so I came here in trouble. He wants to tell something to Valerie at this time. So he starts talking about Valerie's mom. He tells that Valerie, your mom was a very good person, and today I will tell you how she died. Years ago I used to be a soldier, and I killed one of my enemy soldiers. She was a girl. I don't know what power was inside her that after her death she came inside me, and because of me she got connected with your mom. I came to know later that she is a sanctuary, and when I came to know about this, I killed your mom in that sanctuary. I tried a lot to get rid of the parasite, but I failed. Then you were born, and then that sanctuary parasite came inside you, and I know that a lot of strange things are happening with you these days, and Sentry is the reason behind all of them. Valerie's dad knew that Valerie would react a lot after knowing all these things. That is why he mixed sleeping pills in her tea. Because of which Valerie fell asleep right there, and when she woke up, she immediately remembered all those things, and now she started searching about her mother's death. She finds many newspaper cuttings and things in her own house in which it was clearly written that her dad had actually murdered her mother. She broke down after hearing this. Suddenly it starts raining. When Valerie goes upstairs to close the windows of her house, she sees her mother's shadow outside the window. She starts seeing everything that happened on that day when her mother died. She saw that her mom was in pain and her dad was forcefully drowning her in water, and that's how her mom died. As soon as Valerie sees this horrible face of her dad, she immediately reaches her dad to take revenge for her mom. She goes to his house and scatters each and everything and asks her dad why. Why did you kill my mom? Her dad says, I did not kill your mom. I was saving her from that Sancher. But that Sancher was very strong and I kept losing. Your mom died while fighting with that Sancher. But Valerie did not believe his words anymore. Her dad told her that your mom actually wanted to save you from this Sankai, and in this process she took her own life. But even after dying she failed in her purpose. She killed you from that Sankai, and now that Sankai is with you, and to save your life it is very important that that Sankai dies. Now these things started scaring Valerie. She left her dad here and went back home. The next day she had a seminar. The biggest seminar of her life. An international tour. She did not want to be made fun of in front of everyone. She had to scratch her head in front of everyone. So he wore a cap on his head. His show started. There were a lot of people here and the ratings were very high. He called a girl on the stage and started his speech. He made the girl stand in front of the mirror and told the people that you cannot do anything until you do not recognize the real you. While saying all this, he unwillingly got out of his cab and started shouting at his wife. She was scratching her hair. At this time, while she was giving the speech, she saw the shadow of that woman in the mirror, as well as another shadow standing behind her. She gets scared seeing this shadow because she knew that it was Sanche. Today, after seeing him and knowing his truth, she was very scared. She even fell down. She started writhing in pain. She started scratching her head and everyone went mad seeing her condition. Valerie did not want to make a spectacle of herself anymore. That is why she leaves the stage and runs away and sits in her car. Even after coming home, she was continuously scratching her head. She scratched her head. He itched so much that a hole was created in his head and he put his finger inside it. Due to his finger touching his brain got damaged and he stopped understanding everything. He fainted right there. She fell down. Robbie was at the house of the mourner at that time, who seeing her bad condition took her to the hospital. Due to reaching the hospital on time, Valerie's life was saved, but now Valerie was in a big trouble. That doubt was still with Valerie, who was kept in the dark environment of the hospital. For the first time, it is shown clearly. At this time, he was on top of Valerie. He was harassing her. But this time, Valerie was afraid of him. She was not crying. He was hitting Valerie's head with his hand, which was making her head itch. But Valerie still did not scratch her head because now she knows the truth. She is not afraid of it now. She wants to face it. As soon as Valerie started facing her fear, her condition started getting better than before. Sanche's control over her started decreasing, and some credit for her improved condition also goes to Robbie, who was taking a lot of care of her these days. He was always stopping Valerie from touching his head. Because due to touching his head, many parts of her body had become paralyzed. Even her legs, and now she had a lot of difficulty in walking. She was learning to walk in a new way. Now Robbie tied Valerie's hands so that she does not scratch her head while sleeping. But when she woke up in the morning, she saw that her hands were free. Valerie had also scratched her head. He also had a scissor, which made Robbie think that he had cut his own hands. He got angry seeing that Valerie did not want to heal herself and he was wasting so much effort on her. Valerie tried to explain to him that she did not do all this. It was Sanji who did it. But he was not ready to listen to her. Robbie left her in anger. Valerie was completely alone. She was defeated. She was suffering from this. She needed someone's support. That is why she takes her to watch her own motivational videos, which gives her a lot of support. She had decided that now she will fight that entity ease Sancha herself so that all these issues get resolved. At night she put Robbie to sleep by giving him anesthesia. And then she came to one of her rooms where there were many mirrors. As soon as she came here, she started shouting loudly. "Tell me, who are you? What do you want from me? Come in front of me." No one came in front of her for a long time. But after some time a scary hand came out of a mirror, which came from behind and caught Valerie. This hand was actually of Sinchi, who was the entity that had finally come in front of her. She came forward and said to Valerie in her scary voice that I will not leave you. She now caught Valerie and put a knife on her neck. Valerie also got scared and screamed loudly. Due to the beating, Robbie regains consciousness and finds himself tied to the bed. He tries to free his hands and legs and calls out for Valerie. On the other hand, we are shown Valerie, who is now preparing to cut off her hand so that she can never scratch her head. She made a path on her hand and placed it under a gutter. But no human being can save his life. How could he hurt you so much? She could not cut her hand even after trying hard several times. But then she gathers courage and quickly comes in front of the machine and places her hand under the machine and suddenly runs the cutter on it. Blood starts oozing out of her hand and falls on her face, and she felt a lot of pain because of it. She was bleeding a lot and she tried to control it by tying things on it. To stop the bleeding from this hand, she used a knife. After that she cleaned the blood from her mouth and decided that she will now shatter her other hand. Valerie was thinking this when suddenly Sanji came from behind her and caught her from behind, and this time Valerie. She was not even afraid of him doing this. Sanji said to scare her that I will eat you. I will drink every drop of your blood. I will go. Valerie keeps him engaged in conversation and suddenly puts his hand under the same cutter, with which she was planning to cut her other hand. Robbie was getting disturbed hearing such sounds coming from here. Here Valerie was completely in the mood to fight Sancher. After cutting the hand, she picked up the machine itself and started attacking Sanji with it. She thought that Sanji would die by doing this, but it did not happen. All the parts of Sanji that she had cut, they started regenerating, they started being born again. And now when Valerie sees all this, she really gets scared and starts preparing to run away from here. She was trying to escape from there to save herself when Sancher came over her and said that now I will not leave you. So Valerie told him that now no one will be left. Saying this, she dragged herself inside the water and jumped inside it. As soon as Valerie jumps inside the water, Sanjay also jumps inside the water with her. But water was his biggest enemy. He started getting restless inside this water, and Valerie tried to stop him by holding his hand. And today he understood why his mother jumped in the water that day. She jumped to kill the same Sancher and not to kill his mother. Her dad had no role in the murder. Her mother died because of this suspicion. Her death was not a murder. Here it is shown that Ruby somehow frees herself and comes out. Then he finds Valerie drowning in the water and quickly jumps into the water and takes her out. While coming out, we see a small black baby in her hand. This was a small version of Sancher. It means that Sancher had become weak now, and after keeping it in water for some time, it dissolves in the water and dies. In the post-credit scenes of the story, we are shown Valerie, who also had a baby. It was shown that her severed hand was repaired and she was very happy with her baby when she was feeding her son. At that time, a small bruise is shown on her son's face, which leaves a question for us whether Sancher is really dead or not, and with this the movie ends here.